Maybe just how disappointing is it for your season to kind of end it this way, and what's kind of the tone over there in that clubhouse right now?
Yeah, before I answer the question, one, I just want to say I just want to congratulate Tori, Mike, the entire Diamondbacks organization. You know, they had those guys, Tori had those guys ready to play. You know, you look at the game, the series, they outplayed us, and there's no other spin to it. And I tip my hat to those guys and wish them well. As far as our clubhouse, it's just a lot of you know, disappointment, and I believe in every one of those guys. And you know, with baseball, that team over there outplayed us, and so you know, I just really don't know what to say. You know, I can answer questions about the game itself, but the bottom line is that, you know, they outplayed us in every facet of the game.
Jack, and then Barry.
Dave, what do you think happened to Lance in that inning, and was there consideration to come out and get him after one of the earlier home runs, or just kind of how did that play out?
No, you know what, I thought, you know, you throw two scoreless. I thought he was mixing well, and then he gives up the homer to Perdomo, and then he gets a grounder, and then the Marte homer. So, you know, you're still in the third inning, 2-0. Then he gets Pham, I think, on a 6-3, 4-3, something like that. So, you know, you've got two outs and, you know, a low pitch count, and you figure that this run of right-hand hitters, you know, you've got to be able to navigate it somewhat with two outs, nobody on base, and then two homers later, you're down 4-0. So, you know, I had some guys ready, obviously, but I'm just, I can't predict the future, so it's like I try to not be reactionary and get ahead of things, but I just can't predict the future. And so, you know, the way he was throwing the baseball, I didn't expect that.
With the offense, it seemed like there were maybe some hittable pitches from Fod early, and then you guys expanded later in the game. Was that kind of the theme of the series, not capitalizing on the ones you could hit?
I think, you know, if you're looking at both offenses, yeah. If you look at, you know, I'm sure you guys can go back and look at balls in the strike zone and what they did with them, and balls in the strike zone for us and what we did with them. And so that's part of the game when you're seeing good pitching, but when you get balls to hit and slug, you know, the team that does it is more likely going to win, and that's what happened this series.
On like back-to-back years, you have really good regular seasons, an early exit. I know playoff baseball can be a crapshoot, but does it feel like there's something that's been missing in these postseasons, something about this format, this environment that you guys have struggled with the last couple of years?
You know, honestly, I can't even, you know, there's some things with the format that, you know, people can dissect or whatever, but the bottom line is that, you know, the last 2 years we've got outplayed in the postseason. And, you know, it doesn't matter if it was a 7-game series, you know, we lost the first 3 games. And so for me, I've got to do a better job of, you know, figuring out a way to get our guys prepared for the postseason. And so I'll own that. You know, I think we got great players. You know, I've got to figure out a way to, you know, get these guys prepared for whatever format, whatever series. So, yeah, the regular season, I think we do a great job, but, you know, the last couple postseasons, it just hasn't gone well for us, and so I got to figure it out.
Hey, Doc, jumping off of that, you guys are 1-6 against the Padres and the Diamondbacks in the last 2 postseasons, and you beat those teams by a combined 38 games during the regular season. How does that happen? How do you explain it? What changes?
You know, Barry, I don't know the answer, and it's ironic that these are teams that we're very familiar with, to your question. And so why, you know, you get into series and, you know, it gets flipped on its head. I just don't know that answer. You know, on the easy answer is, like I said earlier, is they just outplayed us. You know, their starters went deep. You know, they caught leads, and we were playing from behind the whole series, and their offense was better. So, you know, regardless of who you play, you know, if you're getting beat on those facets of the game, you're just not going to win. So I don't know the answer, though. I really don't.
So the ironic thing is that after last postseason, you came back and handled the Padres pretty well again, as usual, during the regular season.
Yeah. I mean, Yeah, but it doesn't answer the question of,
Right.
the postseason. So, we're going to kind of regroup, obviously, and it's going to sting watching the postseason, but I'm a baseball fan first, so I'll be watching. But this feeling, it's a tough feeling. And, we got to find a way to get back up and not feel sorry for ourselves and get better. I mean, that's just the only option.
Finally, how do you explain 1 for 21 out of Mookie and Freddie?
Yeah, you know what? I just I know that those guys are prepared. Those are our guys and two great players. I just it's one of those things that baseball. I don't have an answer. I really don't.
Mike over here on the left.
Dave, when did Caleb get up in the third? When was he ready? And did you consider any, four corners offense, trying to stall things, maybe to get Lance out of the game quicker and give him some more time?
No, because Caleb came in and his run was essentially going to be at Thomas, and so to have a guy that in Lance. So if there was anything, if I could have predicted the future, to have a right-hander the second time through, Lance faced, I think, 14 hitters. So to have Caleb come in at, Pham or Walker or Gurriel or Moreno, that wasn't going to happen. So it's not about, and just what I saw, I had to get him out of there and get, Fergie on Gurriel, who ended up hitting the ball hard but got out of that inning. So, I think sometimes you still got to trust the players to go out there and execute. And so just tonight we just didn't get that start.
Finish up with Juan on the left.
Dave, what you like going with Barnes over Peralta?
Yeah, you know what? I just think that for me, it was a situation we needed to get a hit. And I just think with the left on left, the ball going away from him, it's a sinker. David has a tendency to put the ball on the ground. Austin is a guy that's been in many postseasons, got huge hits for us. It was a chance to, get a lefty, a righty on the lefty, and he just expanded. It was a ball down below the zone, and let him off the hook right there.
All right, thanks, Dave, to you and your team for everything this far.
Thanks, guys.